so I'm just going to turn to me. So hi, Christy Schmier again. You're probably getting sick of me, but with Get Off Your Butts. And so I'm here delivering your bonus content to you upgraders. So this is all for the people who upgraded to I've Got Big Butts or Fly by the Seat of My Pants. And for you guys, we wanted to give you some extra bonus content. Now, the cool thing about doing an event like this is I know a lot of amazing people. Cool thing is that you have too many people to fit into all the slots. It's never a lack of information. It's never a lack of wisdom. It's always too much. So what we wanted to do was trying to grab some of this, the wonderful overflow of wisdom and give you into little bite-sized chunks for you to enjoy before the event even begins. So today we're talking to Miss Beth Banning, and Beth is a friend, a very lovely dear friend that I actually got to meet I guess I got to meet you last June, eh? It was when we met? Yeah, it would have been last June. And we were in a mastermind together, and Beth actually played God. And so Beth will always be God to me. Now Beth is a very, Beth works a lot with spirituality and all kinds of amazing things. She's actually got a really cool idea for a summit coming up, hopefully. And she's done some really inspired things like Who Am I to Talk to Warren Buffett, and putting it out there that she wanted to talk to Warren Buffett and help change the world's connection and relationship with money. Somebody that took a huge courage. So this is somebody who knows how to get off her butt and do things. So I'm going to switch to the screen here so you can see Beth's lovely face. Hello, Beth.
Hello.
So, what we're doing is, I'd love to hear a story about a butt you've had, and then I would love to hear a tip about how to get over a butt. So,
okay.
Over to you.
Great. Okay, over to me. So I love that you talked about the who am I to speak to Warren Buffett, because one of the biggest buts that used to stop me was, but who am I to? ... Who am I to run my own business? Who am I to coach other people? Who am I to change things in the world? And who would listen to me? And this is one of those big buts, those culturally ingrained buts. And it stops people on a regular basis.
Yes, totally hear you. I think that's probably one of the most pervasive ones I hear.
I think it's probably the butt underneath all the other butts. You know? I love this thing with this butt thing.
I know, eh? I love that it's endless jokes, it's endless wordplay.
Really, and you've used butt head before, right? I mean, you have.
I actually haven't.
That's like one of my favorites with this. I was like, butt heads, that's right.
I haven't used that.
So my tip, here's my tip. Mm-hmm. So the easiest place to start and getting to know, it's like getting to know who you are. And the funny thing is, the but is, who am I to? And really the truth is, most of us don't know who we really are at a core level. And that's one of the biggest reasons we end up insecure, confused, and not making decisions. Like, we know who we're told we should be by our parents and our teachers, as we're growing up, and we know who we think we want to be, mostly from like print media or TV, and we know who we don't want to be. I mean, that's one of the things people know for sure. They don't want to be, all these things, so we end up rebelling against what we don't like. But most of us don't know who we are, like at a really core level, and that's where I see most of the problems come from. So the tip is, and this is a big issue, and there's a lot of pieces to figuring out the puzzle of who we are, to really get a clear picture of who we are so we can live in harmony with that. But the easiest, and I know you want to keep it short, so like the easiest thing to start getting to know who you are is download one of the simple value exercises on the web. They're all over the place. There's one on my website. And this will help you get started focusing on the underlying you, really getting to know what's important to you, so that when you go out in the world, your everyday world, and something happens, and that thought comes up, who am I to? Refer back to what you got in the values exercise. Those few little words are really at the core of who you are. So, when I'm out there and, that thought will come to me, who am I to? I remind myself that courage and integrity and humor are really important to me. And it takes me out of my head and out of my butt and gets me back creating what's important to me in the world. So that's my tip.
I love it. So by values exercise, you mean something that they would go figure out exactly what their core values are. So those things that are so important to them that they would, I like the phrase die on the vine for. Like those are the things they would fight for.
Exactly. They're the things that when they're missing in a situation, we're not happy, we're not fulfilled, we're uncomfortable.
Perfect. I like
all
that
of those
explanation.
kinds of things. So it's the very beginning, but it really does start like helping us know who we really are, not who our culture wants us to be, not who, our country. It's our values, not the ones we've taken on kind of unconsciously.
Yes, I hear you. So if someone wanted to get a value exercise, and the easiest stop would be your website, where would they go?
It's yourthrivingbusiness.com, and you go to the resource section, and in the resource section there's a value exercise.
Awesome. So do you want to repeat that?
It's yourthrivingbusiness.com.
Cool. And this is Miss Beth Banning, in case you missed that.
This is Miss Beth Banning, or God, as some call
Or God. Exactly.
a select few.
It's not a terrible reputation to have to live down,
No,
eh?
if I was going to have a nickname, that's
It's not bad. Well, that's awesome. Okay, well, we really want to thank Beth for joining us, and thank you guys. I really hope you get that this is honestly my and Melissa's heartfelt desire for you to get off your butts. So we are trying to pull all the stops out and really help you in as economical and time-efficient way as possible. So I hope you find these tips helpful, and we're going to keep them coming. Thank you so much again for joining us, Beth, and we're just going to...
You're so welcome.
There's a little time lapse.
Such a good job.
Thank you. There's a little time lapse, so we'll just stare at each other while
Okay.
the camera's catching
You're
up.
cute, so I can stare at you.
Thanks, Beth.
Bye, sweetie.